Buenos dias. You might be wondering why I'm dressed like a mug. This is how I look every day when we're out in the fields. I've sort of developed, or I probably already had a bit of a allergic reaction to the pollen and shit from the trees. So I've been struggling with a pretty sore throat and stuff. So that's why I got this balaclava on. Keeps me covered up. Got the sunglasses on and the hat. So there's not too much that can get in, and that seems to be helping quite a bit. We've had a pretty busy week here. It's now Sunday, 19th of November, day 35. We've been out in the olive fields most of the week, around at Sandy's sister's place actually, so not out here. There's quite a few trees over there, I think 70 or something. Total now we've whipped through 77 trees, including the ones we did out here. 1,500 kilos of olives and like 315 litres of oil we've already brought back home. So that's some progress, I guess. Yesterday we were pretty lucky. We need a minimum of 350 kilos to take to the mill, and we'd sort of finished up yesterday. And it was like 5 o'clock, and Johnny and I looked at each other and we were both pretty sure we didn't have enough, so we quickly run over to another tree, bashed the shit out of it, cleaned it up real quick, ran up to the car, weighed it all, and we had like 366 kilos. But you lose quite a bit. I don't know if that's because of the leaves and stuff, and maybe the scales aren't that good. The time before we weighed 392 and it came back to 369. So we were thinking this 366, if we lose another 20 kilos, we're going to dip under the 350. But by then it was dark, and the mill was closing at 7, so we quickly raced over there, and we had 353 kilos. So that was pretty lucky and pretty awesome. It meant we didn't have to do anything today, and it was quite entertaining there at the mill with the ladies in the office and weighing it and stuff. So that was pretty good. Means we get the next couple of days off, and it's going pretty good out there. It sort of gets a bit frustrating at times because Jose and Johnny go off and they discuss sort of which trees to do and what to do, and I can sort of follow it a little bit, but I kind of get everything second hand, and then because it's all in Spanish and it's all going 100 miles an hour, and then Johnny, sometimes we're out there and he's just got no fucking idea what we're doing. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but I guess it's only my own fault really. I've got to sort of take a bit more responsibility there and try to figure out what he's saying. I'll run you through a few more things I'm doing with Spanish for now, and try and keep this short. I know I'm sort of exceeding a lot of your time spans with these videos. So one of the major things I've been battling with is getting the conversation because Jose's at work quite a lot, and then I'm left with Johnny and Sandy, and I think they quite enjoy practicing their English, and I'm sort of always trying to steer the conversation over to Spanish, because it's the only thing I'd gain by listening to them speak English is that my English gets a lot worse. So I've got a new tactic for that, and that's that I say in Spanish, no entiendo, tú hablas español. So like, I don't understand, do you guys speak Spanish? And they sort of laugh at that, and then they go off and try to speak Spanish again, but I can't. I'm still like too far back. I can't understand enough of it. So they get frustrated with that, and then they'll sort of say something to me, and then it reminds me of my mum when we had Japanese students, and she'd say it like, and they'll put on an accent and they'll say it louder and louder, and then I'm sort of sitting there and I'm like, fuck, they're yelling at me, and then you sort of miss it again, and you have to get them to say it again. I don't know if it's like a natural human reaction when you get yelled at to sort of not take in what's being said and just worry about being yelled at. But that's all pretty funny, and something I'm trying to sort of drill into them that they need to just speak Spanish to me, and I can respond in English, and then and that'll be a wee step along the way. You might remember these lists from one of the early videos. I've added a few more. This one here's just got like a whole heap of common sort of words and actions and stuff, like listening, hearing, smelling, touching, swimming, running, learning, making, warm, cold, tired, hungry, bored. This one here, again, other words that are more like common to use. What have we got there? Who, what, where, when, why, how, which is all pretty important. Some common like greetings and stuff. You can see I make mistakes everywhere. Like that one there, Yo soy Nueva Zelanda was like I am New Zealand. And then there's those verb conjugations up there, which I had I think I had them in one of the earlier videos, and I'd probably sort of jumped the gun then, because I'm just starting to sort of get a hang of that, and sort of been just trying to build a vocabulary at the moment. But it's good to have had them in the back of my mind to sort of think of that, to stop me getting too confused. But yeah, sort of working on them, and worked on them a wee bit on the hike with Johnny. We were practicing those ones, and yeah, the old mate's still there, and the clock. So a couple of things I've been doing on the internet, I'll show you now. The first one's called freerice.com. It's a website owned by the UN. They sort of use it with two kind of ideas: to provide education for free, and also to feed hungry people. So they donate 10 grains of rice every question that you get right, and that's sort of pretty simple kind of questions, just to build that vocabulary like I was talking about. And as you can see, every time you get it right, the bowl on the right there starts filling up with rice. These ones are all pretty easy actually, they're not very good examples, but it does get harder than that. Second one is an old TV program I've found on YouTube, which is supposed to be quite good for learning Spanish, and this is one of the funny scenes out of it. The guy on the left, Pablo, is leading the guy on the right, Sam, astray. He's an American guy, and the guy on the right. They both want the same girl, so Pablo's trying to get him into trouble. He's telling him that the dog sleeps in the laundry basket, and at the same time he's calling the laundry basket the oven, to try and scare the girls.
Vale. Esto es el horno.
Esto es el horno.
Muy bien. El perro de Ana duerme en el horno.
El perro de Ana duerme en el horno.
¡Estupendo! Así que dices: Ana, el perro está en el horno.
Ana, el perro está en el horno.
Muy bien, estupendo.
So I've got the subtitles on there at the moment, which seems to help. I just got to be careful not to pick up too many bad habits from old Sam. That's about all I got this time around. A couple of days off, not too much planned. I've been out running a wee bit. It was quite cool the other day. I ran past a group of old boys. They would have been pretty old, like probably 70, I reckon, 70, 75. There's a group of 4 or 5 of them out picking olives. They've sort of got these machines. It's almost like a rake, and it like vibrates, and so you sort of just drag it down the trees, and it shakes all of them off. And they were out there all together, and I came running by, and instead of sort of looking at me strange, they were yelling and screaming like I was running some sort of race. So that was pretty cool. I kind of wanted to stop and go and help them and spend an afternoon with them, because it looked like fun. But yeah, it was cool sort of experience that was. For the rest, yeah, still getting 20 degrees every day. Sunshine all the time. The wind was pretty annoying at the end of last week and start of this week, but we've I think we've got past the worst of that, hopefully. Yeah. All the best. Hope you're well. Adios.